ripping through this today, eh?
I want to hear about this. I want to hear your
What do you want to
thoughts.
hear about this? That we lost to a much better team?
Yes.
That we're the worst passing team in volleyball? Which, like, bro, if you want to hear me go into a rant in Canadian volleyball or a specific, I don't know if this is Canadian volleyball in a whole, but definitely in the OUS.
Can I tee you up for your rant about passing because you were talking about it in the Discord? First of all, France won the match 3-0.
We could see that.
2021-7. We have audio listeners, Everett. France beat Canada 3-0, 2021-17. France, I wouldn't even say played super well. It was certainly good enough. The serving was a big story. Canada was not a good passing team, and now I would love to hear your thoughts about it, especially as it connects to how volleyball is taught up there.
Bro, well, like, first and foremost, I thought, like, off of our serve receive, we played decently well. If we were able to limit those, like, if we were able to have those serves and just limit the runs to one or maybe two at most, like, I think this would have been a different game. And I think we would have been able to at least take one set, maybe two, maybe two, right? There's this, like, I don't know how we do it. We fucking get into a hole and then we come all the way back. It's like we're the little brother sometimes, like, hey guys, wait for me. And he's like chugging on his bike.
Everett, you are always the little brother. You know it.
Gets to the top of the hill and he's like, and looks up and they're gone, right? That's the way it feels, because it's like we were down like 15-10 and all of a sudden we're tied 15-15. And I'm like, let's go, boys, let's go. They call a timeout, and the next thing you know, it's 18-15. It's like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? I
also think Canada leads the universe in plays that should score. The opponent somehow miraculously scrambles, bring the ball back, and then Canada makes an error on the falling free ball or gets stuff blocked. That happens way too much. And there's one that Irvin Ingapet scrambled, somehow kept inside the antennas, and then an immediate one-on-one stuff block out of the pipe off, which was a bad set choice. Like,
yeah,
it was tough to watch it. Even I'm rooting for Canada desperately, and it was emotionally difficult to watch that game.
There's that, and then there's also the fact that, like, when you look at Brizard's serving run, especially in the first,
4 aces in a row is nasty.
He's picking different spots and hitting perfect fucking serves, like painting the line and having it come in, or like he's like going like high 5-6 seam and then high like down the rail and then short to the tee on like 1-2. Like, he is just moving things around with pinpoint precision. And I honestly think that it's because we're such a shitty passing team that guys just go back and like fuck it,
try this.
I could just fucking do this. It's gonna score against Canada. And then like, oh shit, guys,
it worked.
Voilà les mecs, what qu'est-ce que j'ai fait? Like, fuck, man. It was so frustrating, because then we go off and like we get a good dig. Like, Justin Louis was kind of dynamic in defense today. We slow down a good block. We converted on defense. We get a good out of system play. Like, we play the game well. We just can't pass the damn ball. And like, bro, going into my other rant that I was wanted earlier, for a long time now, for at least a decade, the OVA has been doing this fucking bullshit. We're like, oh yeah, you can't use your hands to fucking pass until 16U. If you try to take, this is the fucking bullshit we put up with in Canada. Oh yeah, you can't pass with your hands. You have to use your platform. So now we just have a generation of guys who can't fucking pass at all.
What?
It is absolutely brutal. I like I like the fact that we don't allow having a libero into 16U. Like, that to me is good. But like, Jesus, I like, and this is a pandemic across Canada in volleyball terms, because it happens on our women's national team too. What's the big thing we talk about? Alexa Gray, fantastic scorer, terrible passer. How did we lose this year to the Netherlands? Oh, we just passed terribly, and then we couldn't do anything. Why can't we learn how to pass the damn ball, or at least just not be terrible at it, right? If we're just like, we're such a good out of system team, how can we just not learn how to pass the damn ball?
I cannot wrap my mind around not allowing your juniors players to hand pass. I cannot wrap my mind around that. There is literally no advantage to doing that.
It is.
What are we doing up north there?
Yeah. Canadians in the chat, if you are from
What?
Ontario and like, yeah, please tell me, like, I know it's still happening, dude. We make so many stupid decisions down at the younger age groups. Like, and I'm also like Canada's king at this. I also grew up in a generation of soccer players where, like, for a while we took away the goal because we didn't have enough ball control. So instead of like kicking a ball into a goal, we would fucking control it in like an end zone area, right? Look at that. No one from my generation is on the national team now because we all sucked. And it was all the younger guys who came in. Like, Canada is the fucking king at being like, let's all those really good guys at the sports that we like, you know what they do? Yeah,
Let's
fuck
just
that.
not do that.
We're not gonna do any of that. Throw that out the window. Yeah, we're just gonna develop on our own. Oh no, the person, are they like a really good coach in the country? No, they're just someone we picked.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry that that's the case up there, because that's
Played club in
completely
Alberta and no hand passing until
yeah.
16U. Ha ha ha.
That's no, there is no premise for that. There's no premise for that whatsoever. That makes no sense. It's in the sort of the same vein as my take
Oh,
about
yeah, like, yeah. The
NCAA
reality is,
women's substitutions not creating international level players. But this is way worse.
yeah.
And then, like, Volleyball Canada, look at this. Look at the way that your national team is getting beaten this Olympic Games, and fix that across the
Not
board.
only Olympic
please.
Games, we've had the
All the
data
time.
of VNL for the past 3 years. Beandog's been posting it every VNL since 2021 in the goddamn Discord. Every year it comes up that Canada's the worst passing team. And like, this isn't revolutionary data, right? It's not like the national team doesn't have access to this. So,
Oh man. So the thing about this match too is that I'm not even sure France played that well on offense.
no, they didn't.
Obviously their
Those are
serving was
stats.
terrific. I mean, 9 aces to 14 errors. That run by Brizard in the first was just devastating. And they served the ball great. I thought their block defense was super duper good. I truly don't understand why, after what we saw against Serbia the other day, they left Trevor Clevenot on the bench.
That's wild to me.
That makes
Wild.
no sense at all.
Wild.
By
Gianni,
far
what are you
your
doing out here?
best and most important player off the bench, and he won an Olympic gold for you 3 years ago. Well, not for you, for France, not for Gianni, stooge. Yeah, so France, you got to fix that. But like this, the way that France was playing made me feel like they had been beatable today. Had Canada figured it out a little bit, and then it just completely got away from him and slipped away in set 3.
If we could just pass the ball, we'd be fine. That's all.
Yeah. So how many attempts combined did the middle attackers get? Because it was not a good number. 6 attempts in 3 sets and 0 points. 0 kills for the middles. Van Berkel 0 for 4 with 2 errors. McCarthy 0 for 2 with 1 error. If those stats are correct, I mean, that's all you need to look at right there. That doesn't feel right to me.
No, it doesn't feel right to me. Although these stats are horrendous.
They're bad.
Horrendous.
They're bad across the board.
Me,
There's so many different stats in different places scattered on the internet for the Olympics, and all of them suck. Why don't we have Volley Station for this? Please figure it out. But yeah, this sucked, Everett, and I'm sorry for Team Canada. And as we look,
I'm not. No. But don't be sorry. We put ourselves in this place.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's not like we got fucked over. Although, what the fuck happened in the third set?
Yeah, I don't know.
What that was the worst call I have ever seen. Walsh gets a calm block 1-on-1 on Ingapeth, and they call it down on Canada's side when it was clearly on their side. Like, what was going on with that?
Yeah, and is that not something that you can review? That was like blatantly just not right.
No, like, yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know. But I'm not at all saying here that, like, the refs were rigged. It was just that, like, the serve clock was a lot shorter when Canada was serving. And then, like, the hand calls on us were just like terrible. I don't know, phantom net calls all over the place on Stephen Marr. Like, no, obviously, like, We played so far. We've played two better teams, and we've lost to two better teams. I just really hope we don't lose to Serbia.
Yeah, so it might not end up mattering for the purposes of the standings. And I don't have the full graphics yet on standings because Brazil hasn't played their second match yet. But Canada's basically only chance at this point is for Brazil to get 3-donged by Poland. If Brazil takes a set against Poland, and this assumes, by the way, that Canada beats Serbia 3-0, because you must do that to have any chance mathematically. So let's say Canada is able to do that, beat Serbia 3-0, which I certainly hope they do, just for emotion's sake. If Brazil loses 3-0 tomorrow to Poland, then you've still got a chance. You've still got a chance technically. It's not a great one.
There's a chance.
Not a great one.
Yeah, but then like even if we do, we're going to be matched up with like Poland or Italy in the first round, in the quarterfinals. So, but you know what? Once again, the fact that we've made it here is a win in itself. Obviously, now that we're here, I'm greedy and I want more. But like, hey, let's keep in mind that pretty much this entire team can be back in 2028, baby. So this is just on the gravy train.
Yeah, I hope, whether it's the end of the tournament or not, I very much hope that you kill Serbia in a couple days.
We'll see. If not, our girls will do it on the beach.